Welcome to a podcast presented by Nochumson PC. In this podcast, Alan Nochumson explains why title insurance should be purchased in every real estate transaction.
Title insurance should be obtained whenever real estate is purchased. The reason is simple. Pre-existing mortgages, unpaid property taxes, personal judgments against former property owners, and even unpaid utility bills become the responsibility of the new property owner if these items are not paid in full when the property is transferred at closing. By purchasing title insurance, the new property owner is basically guaranteeing that he owns the property free and clear. To illustrate, more likely than not, the current property owner took out a mortgage to purchase the property in the first place. Assume the current property owner's mortgage is $200,000 and he agrees to sell the property for $300,000. If the mortgage is not paid in full when the property is transferred, that mortgage will remain as a lien against the property and thus affect how much the new property owner will receive after he sells the property in the future. Why, you ask? Assume the new property owner sells the property for $300,000, the same amount he purchased the property for. After paying the $200,000 mortgage lien from the sale proceeds, the new property owner will only be left with $100,000 of his $300,000 initial investment. A rather costly mistake, I would say. This same scenario holds true for unpaid property taxes. Say, for instance, the current property owner does not pay his property taxes during all of his years of ownership. The unpaid amount serves as a lien against the property, and that lien will only be removed when that amount is paid in full. Personal judgments against former property owners also may have a negative effect on the state of title. In Pennsylvania, a personal judgment attaches to all real estate that individual owns at the time the judgment is entered. In a future sale of the property, the sale proceeds would first be applied to satisfy that judgment. Unpaid utility bills also attach to the property. At closing, these bills must be paid in full. As an initial step, the new property owner must first find out which utilities may attach as a lien. Each county is different. Then the new property owner must determine if any such bills remain unpaid. Otherwise, the new property owner will be literally and figuratively footing the bill in the future. The new property owner should also purchase title insurance to make sure that the current property owner is who he, she, or they say they are. In this day and age, identity theft is prevalent. As such, the new property owner must make sure that the current property owner is the actual person on the deed. If the current property owner is not that person, the new property owner will be purchasing that person's interest in the property, which is nothing. Sometimes this does not even rise to a level of fraud. A lot of times the person selling the property does not even remember how he owns the property. He may own the property through a fictitious entity, such as an LLC or a corporation. Or a lot of times married couples think they are both the owners of the property when they are not. A common occurrence is when one spouse purchases the property before marriage and the other spouse moves into the property after marriage. The couple equally pays for all the property expenses during the marriage, so naturally they assume they equally own the property, which they do not. For these reasons, title insurance should be obtained in connection with every real estate purchase.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Nochumson PC is a law firm representing individuals, businesses, and professionals throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey. For more information about Nochumson PC, please visit our website at www.nochumson.com or call 215-399-1346 to schedule an appointment to meet with one of our attorneys. This podcast is a publication of Nochumson PC and is intended for general information only. It should not be construed as legal advice with respect to any particular situation, and listeners should not act upon information contained in this podcast without first consulting an attorney.